Hello, it's Angie with Heart Wellness Coaching, and it is Functional Friday when I like to bring tips from a functional medicine perspective to help your health. So today I want to talk about the difference between A1 and A2 protein in dairy. So some of you have probably heard this and started seeing on the shelves milk that's labeled A2 and wondered what is that all about. And so I'm gonna just try to give you a little brief explanation and hopefully guide you guys toward maybe steering more toward A2 milk, especially if you have some digestive issues with dairy. So I will say sometimes we do just need to get rid of dairy in the diet. Like some people, it is inflammatory, it doesn't agree with them, and it causes digestive inflammation and distress. And when that's happening, you're just not doing your gut any favors, and that can contribute to a whole host of issues beyond that. So we really want to be aware of maybe it's just a dairy thing in general, in which case there's lots of great dairy alternatives. I'll probably do another post on what to look for in dairy alternatives, because those can also be full of things that can really disrupt the gut wall. But if you're wanting to just see if maybe it's the protein that you react to in dairy, that would be a good switch to make for a while and just see how you feel. So here, this is one of the brands that you can find locally, Alexandre, and they have milk, they have half and half, they have heavy cream, and they actually have their own yogurt. However, I was just gonna share with you how easy it is to make your own yogurt. And I like to do it with using this A2 milk. So A1 dairy is primarily what we get in from our commercial dairies. So A1 comes from Holstein cows. And Christina's saying she loves it. Yeah, I really like A2 dairy. It has, it's kind of a richer taste, and I just really like it a lot better. But A1, which is what we've all known growing up, is from Holstein cows. They're the black and white ones, and they're primarily what you see in commercial dairies. A2 protein is in more like the brown cows. So Jersey cows and Guernsey cows are the two common. There's like several other ones. I can't remember all the names. And so that's going to be a less inflammatory type of dairy protein. So you can find local dairies. Alexandre is one, Cowgirl Creamery, the OSU dairy, I think, is all brown cows, Cascade Creamery, and I can't think of the other one right now, but there's a few on the West Coast. And then if you get cheese out of France, Italy, or Switzerland, those countries primarily use brown cows. And so if you're looking on your labels when you're buying cheese and it's coming from one of those countries, it's a pretty good chance that it's brown cow. Let's see, also goat and sheep. Christina says Royal Riverside. Oh, awesome, good to know. So those are a few local dairies. So Royal Riverside, Cascade Creamery, Cowgirl, OSU, and Alexandre. And so A1 has typical A1 dairy has both proteins, but A2 has only the A2. It doesn't have any of the A1 proteins in it. So you can try switching to that. And again, goat cheese and sheep cheese is also the more like the A2 protein structure. So you can try switching and seeing if you notice a difference in your gut, if you notice less bloating, maybe less gassiness, less cramping, anything like that. That would be a good sign that you're tolerating A2 better than A1. So I also just wanted to share how easy it is if you have an Instapot to make your own yogurt, because A2 is more expensive, definitely, and so you're going to pay a lot more for the A2 yogurt. So I like getting the big half gallon, and I put it in my Instapot. And I bought these little, at Natural Grocers, they have a little box with like, I think 8 or 10 little yogurt starter packets. And I have my Instapot, and it's super easy. You boil the milk, and then you let it cool, and you mix in some of the starter into a small amount of the milk, and then you put it back in with all of the milk, and I do it for 12 or 13 hours in the Instapot. And so right now I'm at the stage of kind of draining it a little bit. So I just have it in, it's in a strainer with a coffee strainer inside, and I just let the whey drain out of it, and then put it into my glass container. And so I've got my own homemade yogurt, which I also really like not using extra plastics. So I'm really trying to minimize how much of the disposable plastic containers that I buy. And so when you buy a cardboard milk container and make your own yogurt, you're really minimizing the amount of throwaway plastics. So, and it's super, super easy. And Instapots are great for so many reasons. You can do a whole meal in your Instapot, so it's super convenient. And when you cook your beans in the Instapot, it actually removes some of the anti-nutrients so that they're better for the human gut. So if you don't have an Instapot, I think it's a really great investment. And let's see, I think that's really what I wanted to share with you today. So A1 and A2 protein, switch over to A2 if you feel like maybe you're reacting to dairy, or just do it for your health anyway. So hope this was helpful. Hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, but cold weekend. Love to you all. Bye-bye.